If your chessilo is not exploding, it's because you're making one obvious mistake. And the mistake I see a lot of people make is not subscribing to this channel. And I'm only partially joking because I will show you the difference between a casual 1861 ELO rated player and a learnchess subscriber. Because the one biggest difference between them is hope chess. No student of mine plays hope chess, but my opponent will. Even though he's fairly high rated, he will sacrifice a knight, and it only works in one variation where I blunder made in one, which I might have done, might have not done. But all other variations, he's just completely losing. So if you want to see if I blundered against Hope Chess and cheap traps, you will have to watch until, well, hopefully not the end and like kind of mid video, because if that's the end of the video, I'm screwed. Let's go. Let's first make our puzzles. So you can make your puzzles like anyone else, or you can actually learn how to make puzzles well. Everyone just thinks check, 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 and tries to gas one instead of actually fully calculating. And of course, this is just made in one, so it's the easy one. But in this position, what am I seeing? I see check, 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 um, check, um, so let's calculate now. I do believe strongly in pawn check. After pawn check, king moves. And then we get check. Queen cannot block because our pawn stops it. After check, you cannot take because of queen takes. You go here. That should be losing to check probably, and we pick up a rook at least. So pawn check you cannot take. King moves check you cannot block because our pawn controls this. So you have to move. Then we can. What can we do? Yeah, this puzzle is not easy. Um, can we? No, we cannot take the rook. I thought takes with a check you have to move and then we promote, but your bishop is still there. So check here with the pawn here already, of course. And then maybe check. No, take. Oh, yeah, maybe that's it. So let's calculate it all over again. Check here, check, move, queen sack, take, queen, move. And here we have some form of a mate, I'm quite sure. Check here, check, take to a queen. You go here, check. You can run two ways, which is quite annoying, but we did win a rook there, so that should be winning. It's not winning. So what if I change the move order? I check first. You can only go here. Then I have um what do I have? Oh, you can. Oh, is this just made in one? Oh, I didn't see the bishops. Okay, my bad. That's just made in one. See, and now I learned. I actually learned from a mistake. So I'm seeing this, that, and this. So I'm thinking rook sacrifice, setting up a probably double check and mate. If I have two moves, I can take this check, only one move, and this is a double check and mate. Not yet. You can move here. But there should be a mate there for sure. So probably takes, you go here, then I have check. You have to move, and that's mate. And I missed again. What did I miss? Do I have to sack my queen maybe? Take, check, block, check, move, mate. And why does it not work the other way around? Yeah, so I am correct, but I want to know why it doesn't work the other way around. So, what was your move this? And if I take, um, oh, I'm just made it in one. Okay, and this is exactly what the previous video was about. Was about being way too egoistically and not thinking about your opponent's threats, which is quite hilarious. So he faced at 1816 in a Vienna, probably Vienna Gambit. Let's see what he does. Does he know the main line or not? I don't know if 1860s are prepared for this. Don't face a lot of Viennas anymore. People always learn something random. So most of the times this happens. That's a move as well. So I think I just have to attack this straight knight for bishop. And I am in a chilling position. Only thing I have to think about is if knight to c6 happens, so that knight to b4, d4 can happen, and after knight to d4, maybe. What is that? Well, that's quite a weird move. So we got a normal Vienna. He can accept the gambit. This is a horrible move. This is the main line. All fine by me, but he goes for d6. After d6, I answer well, and after bishop g4, I do memorize this very important line. And I don't know if my opponent is a genius or just lucky, because after this, obviously, trapped. So the only other line is to take, and we just get a awesome position where that's fantastic. This will be a strong pawn chain. Bishop will go that way. Rotating my knight over is a bit difficult, but I mean, this is just such a bad structure. By the way, I'm a bit sick. If you hear some voice crack, chill. Um, my voice is gone. I mean, it's damaged. A couple of days ago in my chess clip, I was firing voice crack after voice crack like a machine gun. Luckily, everyone just ignored it. So after he castles, like we just have such good activity and rotating our knight over, maybe like this, but preferably to a place where it can target some weaknesses. So maybe a3 with knight a6 and knight b4 is nice, but only if we can actually stop the advancement from the pawns first. But I mean, a lot of lines that work. Get the bishop out, target the weaknesses. Very comfortable position for us. But my opponent plays bishop to d7, and that move is not in my course. I just added this. By the way, I had to look for good lines for an hour, I think, because this is quite annoying. The engine hates taking this, but it is just the free pawn, but it absolutely hates it. And in this position, the engine tweaks. This is plus 1.8, best move being d4, but if you play d4, the engine says it's 1.3 or something. Second best move is bishop to c4, 1.5, except if you play it, it goes to 1.2 or something. Either way, I will actually advise bishop to c4 because now it says like 1.2, but every move black makes, it goes to 1.5. Like, I don't know how this position is so complicated that the engine is tweaking on it, but whatever. Here he has three options. After he develops the knight, this is a nice line. We can basically fright liver attack him, if you know that from the Italian You do this, that, bishop out, knight goes here, and then you are praying for this fork, which is a low elo trap that works a lot. Well, here it's quite the same. And we do force bishop to e6, and after takes and takes, knight takes, queen has to go, and we can just take the bishop, castle. We get an awesome position. Yes, this is a free pawn. But then this pawn falls, so we just attack the queen and the knight. And I mean, this is just an awesome position. By the way, you would think takes results into takes, but you can take and this is defended. So why is queen takes not a thing? Pause if you want to look for it yourself. The solution is, I think you take with a check first. He's forced to take back and then rook to e1, pinning the queen to the king. Maybe after queen takes, rook e1 is better, but then he takes your knight. You take the queen with a check. Yeah, you take the queen with a check, but I would advise trading off this knight with a check first, and then you can go for this. Although queen takes, rook e1, takes with a check, takes. Oh, but that's with a check. Yeah, okay, maybe both are fine, probably. But after takes and takes, we have a big threat here and a big threat there. Only move to stop both is knight to e5. We can reopen the threat and play our queen up. Why do we play our queen up? We want to play rook to e3. We want to take this, connect our rook so that rook e1 is a threat without knight to e3 being a threat. I mean, a defense, I meant. So queen up so that we can take, so that this becomes a actual threat. So knight can go in, we can take, take. Now you would think same thing. We can pin the king, the queen to the king, but this comes with a check. But after takes, takes, rook e1, he can take and take, and this is just an awesome position. We will win this pawn. We will have a extra pawn on the queen side, and our rook is slightly more active. Awesome position. So back to this position after the recommended move I took in the game, which is a mistake according to the engine. We also have bishop back to e6, but then he did this maneuver, so dancing the salsa with your bishop, even though you only took out one other piece, should indicate that this is just a horrible variation. We can trade off the bishop. We did this with our bishop. He did like that, go back, go over, and he just danced the salsa and then it evaporated. So, I mean, this is obviously a good variation for us. We are up a lot of time, so we just break open the center after something like takes takes. E5, we can attack the queen. Queen can attack us, but we have F5 anchoring in our knight on a incredible square. That knight is incredible. And it's on a light square, and we just traded light squared bishops. That's, by the way, a random positional play thing for you. If you have a outpost anywhere, like e6, you can get a knight to e6 on the light square. Probably a favorable trade for you is trading the light squared bishops first, so that it's very difficult to remove this knight. He will have to play knight maneuvers just to try and trade it off. And that's, by the way, his best plan. And we can just develop the queen. He can try and trade our knight, but it's already too late. Our knights will just menace his position. After he, for example, takes, we can take back. This is not a free pawn because knight to c6 with a complete family fork. So he has to go back. We can castle calmly. Now the knight can't move because queen to f6 is a mate. I mean, it was already a mate, but I mean, now the rook is behind it too. Bishop can move. We just slide over the queen, open this up, open an attack here. have a lot of pressure everywhere. Our bishop can come in if we want it. The best move actually is to castle into this attack, which I think is not findable at all. And after bishop to h6, just threatening a mate, but how do you stop that mate? Your bishop is completely blocked in. Your queen cannot maneuver at all. Your rook cannot come to f6 because of our incredible pawn. So the only move is knight to h5, stopping this, and we have a very calm queen to g4, attacking the knight, keeping this checkmating threat, opening up everything we have. And his best line is bishop, I mean, one of his findable lines. This is not the best line, but I think the best line was actually just sacking the queen in a weird fashion or something. I don't know. Or g6, which just blunders a lot of material as well. It's not findable at all. And here the best move is just to take the knight, but I want to recommend just sacking your rook, which is like O3 worse, but I mean, goddamn, what a move. Point being that if you take with the queen, our knight sees it. If you take with the knight, that is mate. And if you take with the rook, which looks like the only valid move, we have e7. That's disgusting. E7 simultaneously threatens disconnecting this so that that becomes a threat. If, for example, queen to e8, this is just a royal fork. Because of this pin, you cannot take. Because of this checkmating threat, you cannot take. And it's a check, so you have to move the king, lose the queen. Because takes is mate, takes is capture the king. This is incredible. So yeah, I should have found that. I totally didn't. I mean, fair enough. I should study my openings a bit more. So yeah, let's go back. Counterattack. You take a queen, I take a queen, take a piece, but why? Mm, I mean, it's all the same, right? I just have to find some counterplay. You play this, and I'm not quite sure what my plan is. My opponent is playing very well. Very, very well. If I go for this, you can just take. If I attack your queen, that doesn't change anything for the better. If I take, you can attack me. If I take this, you take here with a check, which is disgusting. Mm, this loses a piece. If I attack your queen, where do you go? There. Is my problem fixed? Maybe. Maybe. Yeah, maybe. Mm, so the only way to keep this thread alive is by moving there. But then what is happening? Um, what the hell is happening? I can take. I don't see your thread. What? Take. Your queen is hanging? What is your threat? By the way, I also have takes with a check and take. What is your threat? Is this your biggest threat? So I take a rook. You take a queen, I take a queen. So I'm up a rook. You fork me, I move. You take a rook, I take a piece, and I'm just up a piece. Or I just take a piece, and what is your threat? You move. But then I can activate my bishop. I'm so confused. What? I mean, obviously I cannot take like this. Then I'm screwed. But if that's your only threat, like I can... Does this work? Take with a check. You have to take. I can now take a queen. What is your threat? Take, 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 take. I'm totally fine. So you probably have to take, take to not lose anything and then go here, but I can just give up a rook because I just won a rook. Am I miscalculating this? Why is my opponent so confident? Takes with a check. Take. Take a completely hanging queen. What's your threat? A fork? That's it? I can just move the bishop and then, okay, you take a rook. No, I'm confident in this. I am very confused why my opponent played that so quickly. Like, is this your plan? Because I just won a rook. Okay, you can have a rook back. I just won a rook. I'll win a piece. And what now? What's your master plan? I mean, I'm still quite passive, but I can just do this and I'm totally fine. I can pin you now, which doesn't look pleasant. Yeah, let's just pin you. And then I can activate, attack. Okay, fair enough. Mm, why is he playing this confident? That's so annoying. I mean, what's your plan? You're pinned. This is not even... Like, now he'll unpin, hoping that I blunder this. Watch him, watch him. See? Oh, that's so funny. Um... Mm, let's defend our rook. And if I can move this knight somewhere so I can kick the bishop to force something like this with that pin, but my knight is in the way here. So how do I rotate my knight like this? I go here, attack your rook, bishop. You have to move. I'll attack it, move, attack your knight, and your rook is just hanging. I mean, if you want to learn how to play this aggressively, join the community with the button below, and I will make almost daily videos on how I do all of this. So, can I even take... I think so, right? Yeah, if you take like this, can I go for that? Ew, you have check. Check is annoying. Okay. What if I do this first? You cannot take because your rook is undefended. What if I just go for this? You cannot do this, and I'm threatening to take, and you cannot take back. That's sneaky. What if this and that? Um, yeah, I don't know. I do not know. So what about this? You can attack me, but I don't mind. Can attack me again. I mean, let's just go for it, I think. You cannot take because the rook. You unpin yourself. That's not dumb. Does that threaten anything? I'm quite confident that it does not. Mm, I mean, I can just weaken your pawns, I think, if you... Oh, this is a fork. Goddamn. Okay, that's annoying. You don't see it. Cool. So I'll just take, defend the pawn. Defend this pawn, probably. Why is that pawn so annoying to defend? Huh. That pawn is quite annoying to defend. If I do this... Um... I mean, let's just move the rook out of this way, and if you want to take, I'll just take. You'll have a passed pawn, but I have an extra piece, so... God damn it. Why is he making this so annoying? Um... I mean, let's go active. You can take this. I'll push. Put my knight in here. And... Oh, then I'm threatening to take. That's cool because of back rank. Hmm... Can I take and here instantly? Because if you take, I can take, and you don't really have a threat. I think so. That should be stronger. And I just sag this pawn because I'll take this one. And if I put my bishop here, your rook looks quite dead. Oh my days. What? Um... Can you actually draw this? If I do this, you have to go here. I can do that. Oh, but then I can take... Yeah, okay, so you have to go here, then I can take. You do get this. I can attack you. Attacking this and threatening back rank checkmate. So you have to leave defending that. So I have to go this way, and then I can do the same thing while attacking this. Yeah, I don't see the way you draw this. You have to go here, otherwise I will just attack. And you still have to go there. I'll win this, I'll threaten back rank, I'll move. Yeah, fair enough. I do have to be careful, but you cannot take this with a fork, so it's fine. I can attack the pawn, you have to defend, I can attack. You do have this move, which is annoying, hold up. If I do this, you have that. So what if I do this first? So that after this, yeah, that should be nice. Mm, I mean, I'm the so now I can do this, and you have to keep defending this. So you have to go there, but then I can attack the pawn. And how do you defend? And this is coming. Yeah, this should be good game, I think. If you do something dumb, I could take with the rook, forcing you here and just go back maybe. If you try to attack my bishop, I can just take. Yeah, I can just take and these pawns. One of those will fall. Fair enough, I'll take this one. You cannot do anything here. And he gives up. Cool, that's a good game. If you enjoyed that, subscribe. If you liked the tips, like and subscribe. So I have a blunder, a miss, two mistakes, and two inaccuracies. That was not the greatest of games. So we just have a normal Vienna. That's a good move. This is a mistake, I thought so. And I shouldn't take. I mean, and that's exactly why I vouch for actually memorizing a part of your openings, because I'm just winning a pawn and it's a miss. I should attack. And after it takes with the queen, which isn't natural, you can just attack it. Yeah, I mean, this isn't natural at all, and probably the engine just sees a line. I have to defend, move my queen a third time? Yeah, move my queen a third time so he can defend, and now kick the knights, go back, and now my incredibly crushing move is doing absolutely nothing. And that's why I vouch for actually memorizing parts of your opening, because there's no way I find that. So take, and taking this is fine. That's a miss. Best move. That's an inaccuracy. I should have taken the whole center. Fair enough. Queen goes here. That's a blunder. You can take rook here. Take this. And I thought e4 was absolutely crushing. I mean, you can take, check, run, and you have to evaluate that you're completely chilling here. I can attack your knight. You have to... Oh, you can blockade my bishop. Uh-huh. And there's nothing here. Your king is stranded there, and it's just fine. I mean, that's an engine line. Fair enough. So I was losing. But out of a human perspective, you don't find takes, making an escape square, and having this drawing mechanism. So he defends. I castle, great move. That's cool. That's an inaccuracy. This is a mistake. So I was thinking about going here, which is an inaccuracy. I was thinking about this. I like this move a lot, but it's annoying because of that. And I just have to go back indeed. So the only way to do both is this, but then I thought that I couldn't push my pawn, which I thought was annoying. But to be fair, if you just develop a piece, there is a free knight. So if you develop a piece like this, I take with an attack on your knight. And if you defend your knight, I just go back. If you attack my queen, this is hanging, so I have to move. I can trade some pieces with a double attack. You have to move. And now I have check here. Is there no smother mate here? If I can move my queen, check, move. Is there no smother mate here? Ew, because you can take. If you take, that's what I'm yapping about. I have check here, check. If you move, it's mate, so you have to go back, and I just have this. Oh yeah, it still works with the knight. And then after it takes, I have takes. Check. So there is a smother mate, but you can take my knight, which is absolutely devastating. Yeah, so fair enough. I didn't see that. I was tunnel visioning on this plan, but apparently it's better to blockade my pawn and keep my queen active. Fair enough. I misevaluated that. So I get attacked. I make another mistake. That's a great. Oh, moving my queen here so I have more support. But I want to support this. So why is this so much better? Just move the king. You start attacking me, and I just have the same mechanism, but why is my queen here? Why is that such a big deal? We're just shuffling now. Just shuffling now. And now I have to find b3. I don't think there is a way for me to play b3. Oh, and that's why my queen is here, because I'm gonna trade everything on the c3 square. Fair enough. Okay, that's a weird engine line, but valid. So I attack, you go here. Oh, nope, that didn't happen. Like that. Great move, I attack you, and this is a blunder indeed. So he was probably playing Hope Chess, and that is what I want you to learn from this. I didn't play too great of an opening. I should have memorized more of my opening, especially the forcing lines, and this. My opponent was playing Hope Chess. And that is what should make a learnchess subscriber stronger than just a normal player. He saw takes, checkmate, cool, takes, and what's happening? Nothing, absolutely nothing. Apparently takes is the best move, and after takes I have to see that I just win a piece with an attack. Okay, that's easier. Yeah, that's way easier, fair enough. So instead of having a free piece, I did take, take, take. You fork me, best move, best move. Fine. And now, by the way, I am up the exchange and a pawn. How do you lose this? By not activating your pieces. My bishop is quite terrible. My bishop is quite terrible. My knight is quite terrible. My rook is horrible. Activate your pieces. This activates a piece and threatens to trade. He has to defend. This activates a piece. He activates, I activate a piece. He unpins himself, still tunnel visioning on tactics, but there's a difference between hope chess when it's equal and hope chess when you're losing. If I just do something dumb, um, he still has a way to draw this now, which is huge. And there's a big difference between just hoping that he doesn't see a move because then you're completely losing, and you're completely losing, so you might as well hope that he doesn't see a move because you were losing anyway. That's a big difference. So I defend my rook so that tactics don't work. I trade just to make it easy. Um, yeah, I thought the engine wouldn't like this, so I just wanted to stop this and act on this spin. The problem is I'm putting a pawn on the dark square, and putting a pawn on a dark square in a opposite color bishop endgame when he has the dark square bishop is horrible. So he does see a pretty good move. I go for that. He should have taken with a fork, and after takes here, take. My rook is active. I did fully give up a pawn for it to activate my rook, but now I just have a piece for a pawn, and my pieces are all very active, so That's fantastic still. He doesn't take. Now I trade, activate, activate. This is a nice move. I'm just threatening to take. You cannot take back because I'm mate. So he sacks, which is okay. He tries to get a draw somewhere. Maybe there is a way to draw this. I have to. Excuse me. So maybe there is a way to draw this. For example, you just make a dark squared barricade. I do some stupid things and allow counterplay. Um, I mean, I'm trying to just waste some moves to show you that there is probably a draw here if I play absolutely idiotic. Is this still not a draw? Still not a draw. Probably because you cannot actually break through here. Okay, so probably I was just defending Ghost and there's nothing here. I can literally waste like 20 moves and still be fine. So take. I block, so I win this pawn. You have to defend the pawn. This is the best move. That's very nice. So how I found this is I want to play this. The problem is exactly this move. Defending, attacking, stopping my advancement. So what did I do first? I put this pawn here just so he cannot go for this plan. He just has to move. I can attack now. You have to still defend this, otherwise I will have two passed pawns and it's over. But now, good move. This is pinned, attack twice, and your dark squared bishop will not be able to defend the light squared pawn. So I take, and now this bishop stops the pawn if you try to attack, which you're not even able to, but how can I even set this up? I can't. I actually can't. By the way, if you attack my rook, I will make a k. Oh, that just blunders a bishop. Yeah. I mean, there's nothing to do. You cannot cross this. If you try to set up a blockade so you can cross, you still cannot cross. Your pawn cannot cross, so probably the only way you have to activate your king is to sack this pawn so you can finally do this. But how are you stopping this now? So this is the best move, but then, oh, I don't promote with a check because you can take. And now you just sack, move, I make a queen and it's over. So yeah, that was a beautiful game. My opponent played a lot of hope chess, and that is what should make us better than just a average player. I hope you learned from it. I hope you now know how to beat 1850s, and I will see you in the next one.